Hello, Manchester United fans. Today, the transfer market around Manchester United is heating up again. We have a lot to talk about. Bruno Fernandes is attracting interest, but United's message is clear. He is not for sale. Ibrahim Mbaye has emerged as a new name linked with the club, and there are reports that talks have already started. Carlos Baleba could be slipping further away as more clubs enter the race. And Marcus Rashford, who once looked almost certain to leave Old Trafford, may now have a real chance of staying. There are also fresh questions about the left-back position, the balance of the squad, and whether Michael Carrick still needs more reinforcements before the season really gets going. So there is plenty to get into today. But before we continue, if you enjoy daily Manchester United news, transfer updates, and analysis, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video. Your support really helps the channel. Now, let's start with the biggest story. Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United's captain is once again being mentioned in the transfer market. There has been interest from abroad, with Galatasaray among the clubs linked with him. But Manchester United's position appears to be very clear. They do not want to sell Bruno Fernandes. At this stage, there is no indication that Bruno is asking to leave the club either. And that is important. Because if Michael Carrick is trying to build a competitive team for the new season, losing the captain at this stage would create a massive problem. Bruno is still one of the most important players in this squad. He creates chances. He scores goals. He leads the team. And whether you love him or criticize him, Manchester United are a different side when Bruno Fernandes is not on the pitch. So right now, the message is simple. Bruno is staying unless something dramatic changes. But as we all know, this is the transfer market. Things can move very quickly. A story that looks impossible in the morning can suddenly become serious by the evening. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Next up, we have a very interesting new name. Ibrahim Mbaye. The young Paris Saint-Germain winger is only 18 years old, but he is already attracting attention from several major European clubs. Manchester United are now one of the teams being linked with him. Reports suggest United have made contact and have discussed the possibility of a move. Now, this is important. Talking does not mean a deal is close. It does not mean the player is about to fly to Manchester for a medical. But it does suggest that Manchester United are genuinely interested. And this is exactly the kind of signing that fits the club's long-term strategy. A young player. High potential. Room to develop. And potentially someone who can become a major first-team player in the future. The problem is competition. United are not the only club watching him. Liverpool and Borussia Dortmund have also been linked. And when Dortmund are involved in a race for a young player, you have to take them seriously. They have a strong reputation for developing young talent. So if Manchester United really want Mbaye, they may need to move quickly. Because this cannot become another transfer where United wait too long and another club comes in and takes the player. Now we have to talk about one of the biggest concerns in the squad. Left back. After Manchester United conceded 4 goals against AC Milan, a lot of supporters started asking the same question. Is this squad really strong enough defensively? And in particular, does United still need another left back? The answer, in my opinion, is yes. There are still too many moments when the defensive shape looks vulnerable. There is too much space in wide areas. And against better Premier League teams, those mistakes will be punished. One name that has appeared in the rumors is Lewis Hall. But at the moment, this still looks more like a player to watch, rather than a transfer that is close to happening. There is no strong indication yet that Manchester United are close to an agreement. But the bigger point is not just Lewis Hall. The bigger point is that United still appear to need more balance on the left side. And this is where the pressure will increase on the recruitment team. Because preseason is one thing. The Premier League is another. When the real games begin, every mistake matters. Every dropped point matters. And if the squad is missing something now, the club needs to fix it before it becomes a bigger problem. Now let's move on to Carlos Baleba. This is a name Manchester United fans have been following for a long time. Baleba has been heavily linked with United, and at one stage it looked like he could become one of the club's main midfield targets. But now, the situation appears to be changing. Newcastle United are also being linked with him. And that creates a problem. Because players like Baleba do not stay available forever. If Manchester United still see him as a priority, then they may need to act. If he is no longer a priority, then the club needs to have another clear plan. This is the part fans are always worried about. Leaving it too late. Waiting until the final days of the window. Then suddenly rushing to sign somebody because the first target has gone. That is when prices go up. Options disappear. And clubs become desperate. So the question is very simple. Is Carlos Baleba still one of Manchester United's main midfield targets? If the answer is yes, move quickly. If the answer is no, move on quickly. Do not waste time. And now we come to Marcus Rashford. This is one of the most interesting situations at Manchester United right now. Not long ago, it looked like Rashford's time at Old Trafford could be coming to an end. But now, that picture is starting to change. He is back around the squad. He is involved again. And there are people inside the team publicly supporting him. Harry Maguire has spoken positively about Rashford and made it clear that he still believes Marcus can be an important player for Manchester United. Michael Carrick has also not completely closed the door. And this creates a fascinating situation. Because if Carrick can get the best version of Marcus Rashford back, Manchester United could gain a very dangerous attacking option without spending another transfer fee. We all remember what Rashford can do when he is confident. Running at defenders. Attacking space. Cutting inside. Scoring big goals. Being direct. Being aggressive. The talent has never been the biggest question. The question has always been consistency. Can Marcus Rashford produce that level again? Can Carrick build a system that gives him the confidence to perform? And does Rashford himself still have the hunger to fight for his place at Manchester United? If the answer to those questions is yes, this story could completely change. From almost leaving the club to becoming important again. That would be a major turnaround. There are also a few outgoing stories to keep an eye on. Toby Collier is being linked with a permanent move away from Manchester United. West Bromwich Albion are interested. And for a young player like Collier, regular first-team football could be very important. Sometimes, staying at a huge club is not always the best thing for development. If you are not playing, you are not improving, so a move could make sense for all sides. Ethan Ennis has also moved on. And this is part of Manchester United reshaping the squad. Players will leave. Youngsters will move on. The squad will become smaller. But the most important thing is what comes next. Because selling players is easy to understand. Replacing them properly is the hard part. And that brings us back to Michael Carrick. The pressure on Carrick is going to be much bigger this season. Last season, he came in and improved the team. That gave him credit. But now, this is his team, his system, his decisions, and his responsibility. The defeat against AC Milan was a warning, not a disaster. Not the end of the world, but definitely a warning. There are still problems. There are still weaknesses. And there are still positions that may need strengthening. The Premier League does not wait for anyone. There are no excuses when the season starts. No more saying it is only preseason. No more saying the players are still building fitness. When the first whistle goes, the results matter. And that is why the final weeks of the transfer window could be so important for Manchester United. So to sum everything up, Bruno Fernandes is not for sale. Ibrahim Mbaye is a new name to watch. Carlos Baleba could become harder to sign if United wait too long. Marcus Rashford may now have a genuine chance of staying. The left-back position is still a concern. And Manchester United may still have work to do before the squad is truly ready. The transfer window is starting to heat up again. And as Manchester United fans know very well, things can change incredibly quickly. A quiet morning can become a huge evening. A rumor can become a negotiation. And a negotiation can become a deal. So keep your eyes on the market. because this one is not finished yet. If you enjoyed this Manchester United update, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with other Red Devils fans. Every subscription, every like, and every share gives us more support to keep bringing you the latest Manchester United news, transfer stories, and analysis. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.